Hey there, how are you doing? How was your weekend? I believe it was exceptional with the onset of monsoons, right? We had a decent weekend. I mean, it was pretty cool after the hot summer, what was happening. And also, the COVID cases have been coming down daily. So that's slightly a good sign, although vaccines haven't picked up completely. So, guess in the coming days we'll see that too. Okay, so let's come back to our business here. So, welcome back to my channel. This is Govardhan Pinni. Thank you for having me. So, the second part is over here we discuss the Indian benchmark indices along with the global cues and what's happening around in the circle. So, that on that, let's also come to the headlines. What happened across the weekend? So, one primary, oh no, three primary news. Let me just count it down. Three primary news. So the first one is DHFL, it got delisted. So the existing equity shareholders, their shares are of no value right now. I mean, who are holding the positional scripts. So it's completely written off. So second part is Mrs. Suchita Dalal, who brought out Scam 1992, tweeted on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. That was on 12th, saying that there's one more scam or likely a difficult aspect that's sort of price rigging that's been happening in the market. So, and yesterday evening we saw a news coming from NSDL blocking or sort of blocking 3 FPI accounts of Adani Group, alleging that they haven't disclosed the operative information of those particular accounts. And the third news is their results of Coal India today, and looks like they are declaring some exceptional amount of dividend. That's on the upside scenario of the news, and let's kick into our chart analysis as we do during the week. So without any further ado, let me just bring up the screen of Nifty. Yes, there we go. Okay, so today I have some problem with the application on my laptop. I guess it's the bug from TradingView's end, so I'll just fix it during the day. But let's just see what's on the plate from the chart. So this is Nifty spot on the left and Nifty futures on the right. So, and this is 5-minute chart. Let me just bring up the 1-day chart here. This is also 1 day, 8. So both are 1-day charts, and at the highs we made a doji candle sort of. So although it does look like a doji candle, but after a down move we did retrace back upwards. So I guess, and we closed around all-time highs, and the all-time high that was made was 15,835, and we closed around 15,800. So we are slightly on a bullish note right now, although the markets are a little negative today, which is indicated by SDX. So we closed around 15,820 odd on futures, that's 817, and right now we are trading around 15,760. So that's approximately 57 odd points gap down if we go directly by SGX. But on that note, we are currently in a upward trend, and also there's a significant bullish trend that can be witnessed. So I guess unless there's some big event news that's dropping down right now, or some major sell-off that's coming from any individual, or international investors, I don't think we are going to crash anytime soon. So that on that, let's also see what's from the charts right now. So I'll just bring to the just fix the interval so that it can change together, right? Let me just zoom this in. So we got them zoomed in, right? Okay, so if we see the last day, we see that we've been completing the range in the morning, then we saw a dip, and then again we climbed back, and then we again came back to a range. So it's sort of 40-point range on the upside and then 40-point range on the downside, and that's where we just got stabilized a little in the midpoint. That's around 15,800, because 15,835 was high and 15,767, yeah, 750, 760 was low. So that's sort of mid-range for us, right? So I guess the bull trend might likely continue. If the gap down that could happen, the small gap down, is bottom. So I guess we are in a decent bull position right now, and the upside, the first small resistance is 15,835. That's the all-time high right now, and followed by 15,850 and 15,900, where the OI is built up slightly for this week. So, but otherwise, I see that 16,000 level is very much breachable right now, because 16,000 calls have been written left, right, center. 16,000 puts, pardon. 16,000 puts have been written left, right, center, which is an indication that people are slightly bullish in the short term, at least for now. Yes. So, but we never know what the market could do to us. So, in case we are carrying positions, we need to stick with a stop loss. I guess that's on the upside resistance for Nifty. And on the downside supports, we can see that we might try to fill the gap for in the open itself. We might try to fill the gap actually of Thursday close and Friday open. So I guess that's a point to note, but otherwise 15,700 is a solid support for now, followed by 15,600 levels and 15,560 odd. So these both are pretty good support levels on the downside, even though we are crashing, but unless there's extremely significant volumes, these won't be broken like at a very fast pace. So yes, that's on Nifty's front. Let's look into the OI stats also. And since we have already seen SGX Nifty, we'll see the OI stats. So these are the OI stats, and you can see that 15,800 call and puts almost written down like by 4:5 ratio. Yeah, close. So calls, puts to calls or calls to puts, that's 5:4. And slightly where we are seeing a gap down scenario for the day today's morning. But again, 15,700, there's 700, there's extremely significant level of put writing that has happened. So I guess that's almost like 24 lakh puts written for 10 lakh calls written. Extremely people are bullish at that level right now. At least that's what is being indicated on open interest. But since we cannot plainly go by open interest, we need to watch out for 15,600 levels in case this is broken. So that's on Nifty's open interest, and on upside we see that 800, 900, 16,000 at every level there's heavy collaring that has happened. But this can move in a jiffy, so stay careful, and in case you are holding your positions, ensure that you have a stop loss in your system, or it is matching with your risk level, so that you won't be in deep troubled waters. So that's on Nifty's front. Let's look into Bank Nifty. What's happening? Hey, Mr. Bank Nifty, what's up? So yes, there we are. Oh, those are some big candles that kicked in. Okay, so let's just see the day scenario first, and then let's just come to the short term view, or what do we call intraday view, right? Okay, so although we retrace back from the top to bottom, like not exactly the top and not exactly the bottom, but at least during the last near past. Okay, so our top was around 35,800 and our bottom was around 34,600 levels. So those are the primary supports and resistance if we see for this week primarily, and currently we are placed around 35,050 odd levels. So on the upside we have 800 points, and on the downside we have slightly 400-500 points, where 34,500 is still a significant support on the downside before that 34,600, and on the upside 35,500 is primarily a resistance, and which is followed by 35,800. That's the recent highs. So that's on Bank Nifty front, and let's move to 5 minutes time frame and see what's happening on this front. So if we see the price action that has happened in Bank Nifty on Friday, it's pretty interesting. You can see that this heavy volume that has kicked in the opening of the day, and then there's heavy volume somewhere in the mid-noon. There was no volume in the later part, but there was significant movement continuously, where the downward price rejection happened and the index just moved towards the top. You can see. So we made a low of approximately 34,900 odd levels. Yes, 34,891 is the low, and I guess we did discuss 34,900 was a support on the downside that day too. So that still sticks for today also, 34,900 followed by 34,700 and 34,500 levels. So on the upside 35,200, once it's taken, I guess we can see a buying until 35,500 initially. So we're still in a narrow range, and we really do not have a bullish or bearish trend in Bank Nifty, unlike Nifty where we have slightly bullish trend, because the resistance has been broken on a continuous basis in Nifty, and it's sustaining 15,700, which was a major resistance, which now turned into a major support. Okay, not deviating, let's come back to Bank Nifty. So on the shorter time frame, on intraday basis, the primary resistance lies around 35,200 and 35,500, and on the support side 34,900 and 34,700 are the primary supports. So it's a very narrow range, but if we see for a week, I guess 34,500 to 35,800 is a range that can be looked upon for. Let's also see what's on the option OI part for BN. So let me just bring up the BN right. Okay, so as we see 35,000 currently where we are placed around, we have almost a 1:1 call to put ratio. So there would be a tug of war fight between the call writers and put writers trying to hold their positions, and if either of the sides are broken, like we discussed about, 34,800, 900 levels and 35,200 odd levels, the other party has to cover their positions very quickly. So we'll see a very quick shift in the positions. So, and if you see the overall trend also, Bank Nifty compared to Nifty is slightly weak. There's heavy call writing that is present than the put writing. So I guess that's a scenario to be watched out for, and let's see where we'll head towards during the day and during the week. So that's on Bank Nifty front also, and I think we have covered what we have to. So I guess the couple of significant news that we discussed in this beginning, yes, please have a watch in the Adani group, but don't rush to enter puts or let's say exit your positions for long-term investments in case you have the entries at from very lower points. Try to take 200 EMA for reference as stop loss, but otherwise if it's a stop loss, it's a stop loss. Just accept it and move on. You have another day to live on. So that's it for today, and yes, so in case you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, and please feel free to drop them in the comment section. That's it for today. In case you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please go hit the subscribe button, share it across. Show some love, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a happy trading day, and also have a happy weekend. Have a happy week that's coming ahead. Stay safe, stay home. Bye bye.